Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball. No Trev, no Jake, me and Moylan. Let's do it.
Oh, how fun.
Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball, presented by SeatGeek. Thank you very much for joining us today on this Friday recap episode. We're going to let you know what happened in Major League Baseball. No Trevor, as I said. He is in Italy on vacation. No Jake. I think he's in Cape Cod at a bachelor party. So we've brought in the reliever. Blevins was on the show earlier the week. Now we have the righty reliever, the Roogie. Farm to Fame, Bally Sports South fame.
I'm everywhere right now, Jimmy.
Manager of the
Melbourne Aces.
Melbourne Aces.
Former pitching coach, now manager of the Melbourne Aces. Current analyst, jack of all trades. I can do a lot of things quite well. Not very good at a lot of things. I'm awesome, man. I've been doing the Rose rotation or Rose. What have I been doing? I've been doing baseball today with Rosie every day.
How good's that? He really preps you.
Holy shit. He's a machine. I'll tell you that. But yeah, it's been fun. I'm locked in on baseball right now. I'm working every day with the Braves. I'm doing this every day. So it's a good time to be a baseball fan. There's some cool things happening.
Do you feel like you said, you're locked in, you've been busy, you've been watching every day, but you're probably more in tune with the league and the sport than most.
I'm really locked in on the Bravos, obviously, because I work for the Braves, and every team that they come in the National League, and I dive in to stats that I wouldn't normally do when I'm not working. But because I've been working so long, I think I'm on 21 straight days, something like that. So I just feel like it flows now. The prep work when I'm in day 1, 2, 3 is like an hour and a half. Now that I'm here, it's just like I just remember everything that's happened the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, you just get a lot of input. Oh man, I'm jealous. We've been doing it. I've been trying to change the way I do this show. And because we used to do the homework ourselves, the sheet that you get sent, we used to do that, but it was more work than I ever done in my whole life. It was tough.
Yeah.
And then we switched it. We have a research team that helps build that for us. But then we all felt like we were leaning on it too much and we weren't actually watching or paying attention, or at least me personally, that's how I felt. But so now I have the sheet. But then I kind of just blindly watch a lot of the highlights, and I feel so much more in tune just even doing that and knowing things and around the league. But I asked you if you wanted, I think you did, if you wanted the NL or the AL, because I figured you may want the NL because you're around there.
No,
but you have the AL today.
Yep, I'm ready. I like to learn about things too, because I'm so locked in on the NL, I don't get a chance to. I'm like you. I just rely on highlights. So it's tough. When you're doing national things, there's 30 freaking teams you got to try and keep up with. And you don't want to sound like an arsehole when you're talking about any of them. So I err on the side of not saying much if I don't know a lot. And I'd rather dive in on the stuff that I do know, obviously.
Yeah, that's what we always say. You know your team better than us.
For sure.
And we usually lean on it. But as we've grown and this show's gotten bigger, it's gotten a lot more people that are
have opinions.
Upset. Yeah, they get upset. So I mean, I love our audience and stuff, but I'm no comments, no chat now because it's just like anger. I mean, it's tough to cover 30 teams.
So I'm never a comments guy. I've never ever been a comments guy. I've maybe read a couple of comments, and I'll read my Twitter feed every now and then just to get a reality check. But I don't read comments for that very reason, because there's just too many people out there that one, don't have an identity, just come out there and feel like they can say whatever they want because there's no recourse to it. Whereas I'm linked to every single account that I have. So it's me. I don't know who's giving me shit, but I'm giving you shit if I give it back to you.
Yeah. Well, we were laughing because you were getting all this love in the comment section, and we were like, you want to read them? And you're like, no. We're like, they're all good. For the most part, our vast majority of our audience is awesome. And usually our YouTube communities are really friendly and nice. It's just been like, man, there's 30 teams where I'm not going to know
You guys are getting bigger though too. You guys are.
Yeah. No, like three weeks ago, I told Jake, I said, I can't have the chat open. I can't have the I'm not going to read the comments. And I've been enjoying it a lot more.
Good.
It's just too much stress.
It's anyway. Like, was that a DiMaggio quote? It's always someone's first time listening, so they're not going to fully get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trev likes the chat. He likes, what's the line Jake's been mocking Trev for saying? Sound off in the chat. Yeah.
Trev's a confident guy though. Trev, I feel like Trev can handle pretty much anything. There's not a lot people can throw at Trev that he doesn't have a rebuttal for, I feel like.
Yeah, it's also like, and Jake doesn't mind it either because he's like, that's what sports is. You have like hot takes or takes people disagree with, and yeah, but that's exactly the type of show I was trying not to create. Right. Like I'm not trying to ruffle feathers. And if I am, in my opinion, I'm like 100% joking, but then people don't see it, and I'm like, oh my god, now I got to defend a joke.
Right.
Anyway, let's get right into the NL because I got some stuff I want to talk about after deep diving all morning into what happened here and watching all the clips. Are you ready, Beebs?
Yeah.
We'll just go straight to it. Let me pull open the thing because I lost it, and then Mugsies will sponsor the next one.
Bang.
All right, let's start off with the Mets and the Giants. The Mets went west. They took game one 13-3 against the Giants. It was a slaughter. Pederson pitched really well for them. Cobb had like 4 bad breaks, which makes his line not that good. Game 2 was a must watch. Go watch the highlights, the back and forth from this game. The Giants end up winning 13-12. Joc Pederson goes insane. The Mets scored 7 in the 8th to tie it to take the lead, and then the Giants come back. It was a doozy. And then in game 3, the Giants win 9-3 off of a rookie pitcher. How's his name? I wrote it down. It's Zapucki, I think. He had a tough outing for the Mets, giving the Giants the win and the Mets the loss in the series. Next, we have the Brewers and the Padres. Another series I would suggest going to watch some of the highlights. It was a pitching and defense display. Some of the defensive plays made in this series were absolutely awesome. Cronenworth, a diving stop in game 1 with the bases loaded to get out of it. We had crazy double plays by Machado. Snell has his second start of the season. He gets through 5, looking really good. They push him an extra inning, and then he puts 2 on, and then the bullpen gives up a home run, so his final line doesn't look great. Padres won game 1. The Brewers won game 2 and 3. The Brewers were also without Josh Hader as he stayed home to deal with some family stuff, and that might have changed the outcome of game 1, but also Devin Williams stepped up for the Brew Crew to get some saves, so that's a cool storyline there. The Phillies and the Braves, a 4-game set, and if you want to see awful defense, tune into this series. It was jarring to go from the Brewers and the Padres to the Phillies and the Braves. 2 balls dropped in the outfield where the outfielders just said, don't know. You got it, I take it. They split the series. Phillies win the bookends, Braves win the middle. But yeah, mostly my takeaway is the defense was awful, kind of for both teams. Dodgers and Nationals, they played 3 games. The Dodgers won the first 2. Then they went with a lighter lineup in game 3, and it did not work for them as Fetty on the Nats shuts them down. Urias pitched good, but Fetty pitched better. The Nats put together small ball to win game 3. Dodgers game 1 and Dodgers game 2, they just hit the shit out of the ball. Trey Turner got a standing ovation in his ex-team, and then Josiah Gray pitched against the team that traded him away. So that was some fun storylines there. The Cubs and the Reds, I like this. The Cubs won game 1. The Cubs won game 2. Do it, Cubbies. Sweep the Reds and put yourself back into the standings. And nope, they lost the next 2. They give up 20 runs in game 4. Time to start looking at the Cubs roster and who they're going to trade because I want D-Rob. Rockies and Pirates played 3 games, and the Pirates took 2 out of 3. Pirates took the bookends. Pirates also lost Vogelbach and Susugo to the 10-day IL. Rockies won in extra innings. Rockies on a bit of a slide, I think, and that's all I got.
Do I clap now?
Sure. Is the music still going? Did I fuck it up?
No, you beat the music
You beat the music
by a
Jimmy.
minute.
Hell yeah. Nice.
I gotta ask. I didn't watch the Mets Giants game until I looked at the line. I looked at the box score and saw Rogers' line. 0.1 inning, 7 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned runs, no walks, no strikeouts. And I was like, how's he allowed to stay out there for that long? And then I turned the game on, and it was a free for all.
He faced 8 batters, 7 of them got hits, and I believe the other one was a fielder's choice. So I don't know what was going on. It just off night. Mets had him figured out. I watched it, but I didn't watch like the non-action pitches, so I didn't see how the takes or that stuff on it.
I threw it out on Twitter, and somebody said that there was so much soft contact that he was literally inches away from getting a double play ball every time he gave up a hit. So it just felt like he just couldn't get that lucky bounce.
That's what happened to Cobb in game 1. Right. So he was actually pitching pretty decent, because now Cobb has 2 starts in a row. Alex Cobb for the Giants, 2 starts in a row where he's given up 10 hits and 6 or more earned runs.
Yeah.
But what happened to him was he had 2 outs. Basically, they were shifting Chopper to what would be third. I think Longo grabs it, but no play because he had to come in to grab it. Then the next guy, Chopper swinging bunt. So 2 infield singles. Then Lindor bloops one down the line. And Ruff, it's a long run because he's shifting a little, but some fielders make it. He didn't make it. It falls right on the chalk for like a bases clearing triple, I think. Yeah. And then Alonso takes first pitch curveball deep to complete it, and all of a sudden Cobb's giving up 5 earned runs. But yeah, besides Alonso's homer, it was like 3 outs.
Right, line buster. It's a line buster. That's one of those outings.
Sucks. As far as the standings, let's start in the NL since we got some games there. Last time that we did the show, the Padres and the Dodgers were pretty much tied. Padres were a half game out. The Dodgers win 2 out of 3. The Padres lose 2 out of 3. So the Padres lose a game and a half in the standings. And the Giants don't really gain much. They don't gain anything. They gain they lose a half game, and the Dodgers stay in first place. So that's
a division right there. Are you sold on the Mets? I know I said that's a division, but are you sold on the Mets?
I mean, what do you mean by sold? Like in the postseason, or
no? Do you think that this team is going to continue to play the way they're playing? And I don't think they're going to have. I hope, obviously, that someone in the East can put up a fight, and I really hope it's the Braves. But I think that they've got something going on this year, and I know people don't like talking about the mojo shit, but I've watched them play a lot, and there's something different with that team this year. They've got a confidence about them right now.
Yeah, we had Blev on too, and we were talking about the Mets last episode a little bit, and it's a lot of just the personnel's better, obviously, and they're more locked in, and they're moving the line, is what Mets fans have been saying. Now, they're not going to keep this up. I mean, they had a .682 winning percentage in April. They went 15-7. They keep that up. They're historic, but I think they can play well enough the rest. Like they can play 500 ball the rest of the season, and they're probably in there for the division.
The way that the division's going right now, yeah. I mean, I just saw the Phillies come in. They don't impress me. So I'm just hoping that obviously the Bravos can turn it on at some point.
Yeah, and then the Giants. I don't know what to make of them right now. So I gotta keep.
I cannot ever say that they're not going to do what they did last year because of what they did last year and with what they had.
Yeah.
So I can't ever doubt Gabe and that front office to do something crazy or turn it around somehow. Turn it around. It's not even that bad a start of the season. It's not like they're
24-19. They're 5.5 out of that division. And the real question is, are they going to get 2 wild cards in the West? The East and the Central, one of those is only going to get 1 wild card, and one's going to get none. It looks like obviously the East right now, unless there's a big turnaround. But Dodgers aren't stopping; they're good.
They keep getting like Freddie's on a roll now too. Like,
yeah,
Mookie's hot as can get.
Yeah, they sat Mookie game 3. They sat Belly. They sat Smith, and they lose 1-0. And they used like all those guys to pinch hit. So, but good for the Nats for doing that. The Padres are kind of that Padres-Brewers series. I don't know if you saw any highlights.
I haven't seen anything.
Dude, the defense was insane. And that's what we asked of Padre fans, like, what's going on? They're like, defense. Like, we're really good.
Really?
And on both sides of the ball, I mean, both teams, like double plays. The pitching was really good. The crispness is good. Padres starting pitching isn't as good as the Brewers as like statistics, like, but they give you a game every time.
Yeah.
Like I don't think any of their pitchers have a sub 3 ERA or anything crazy. I could be wrong, but
that could be the division they're playing in too. They're coming. I mean, I don't know who they've played exclusively this year, but have they been facing tougher opponents than
maybe?
Because you look at their line though. You look at the roster. Let me go get it up. But like Darvish at the start of that, Snell's back now. You keep like that's a decent starting rotation, and starting pitching's at a premium right now.
They had one turn through. I wrote it down. They had one turn through where they probably had the 5 they thought they might have with Musgrove, Clevenger, Snell, Darvish, Manaea.
Yeah.
Naya. And then Clev's back on the IL now. But Snell's out, and Snell looked really nasty. He left 2 on, and then Stammen came in and gave up a home run to Tyrone Taylor. So Snell's line ends up being 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, but he was much nastier than that.
Right. We haven't even talked about Mackenzie Gore either. So he's having.
And Gore and Nick Martinez has been filling in. He got bumped, and then he's right back, and he had a good outing too. So, but yeah, the defense from Wong, from Cronenworth, some outfield throws, plays at the plate, some picks. It was pretty cool.
So you got to see the contrast in two styles with, I guess the Braves had a bad defensive game as well, but not normal for them. But the Phillies, I've watched the Phillies over the weekend, and it's just.
So I was watching the condensed game. So they have more than just like the highlights. I have a lot of the results,
the throws and the bet, like
and I watched the Brewers and the Padres, and I was very impressed. Like, this is a great brand of baseball. I flipped over the Braves Phillies, and in the first game, Acuna and someone let a ball drop. Duvall let a ball drop, and Contreras just completely played a ball wrong in left field, which allowed it to roll to the wall.
First game ever in left field, but yep.
I know, but that was the only on the Braves side. I believe there was just sloppier though. Like there wasn't misplays, but there just wasn't that much crispness. And on the Phillies side, oh my God. Like, we knew the Phillies bullpen and defense were their Achilles heel, but it came out, and somehow they split the series. So it's not even that bad, but it came out to play large. I mean,
they split the series because of Aaron Nola.
It's true, but you got Aaron Nola. But I mean, they let 2 balls drop.
Yeah.
Real Muto threw the ball, tried to get a runner stealing.
How did that not, like, it was head high. It's almost like it just either sailed on him, or I don't know what happened. It was almost like it was, you know how you get it snaking on the outfield grass sometimes?
Yeah.
It was like it snaked in the air, and they just, both the shortstop and the second baseman and the center fielder let it go. And I'm like, someone's got to jump on that at some point.
I believe the Phillies, like 6 of the 7 relievers they used gave up runs. And you can't out-hit that. You might be able to out-hit some stuff, but not that.
The confusing part for me was that they didn't use Knebel to come in and close that game, and they had to lead, and we scored 2 runs in the 3rd game to come back and win, because they, I guess, they have a different philosophy as far as bullpen usage over there.
What, did Knebel throw 2 times in a row?
Yeah, but it was 2 days before that. If you go look at his usage, he'd had a day off before that day, and they weren't going to use him.
I wonder if it's a 30 pitches thing. Because he threw 23 pitches, then 9 pitches. So he's got 30 pitches in 2 days. So I wonder if that's like, then you need 2 days off. I mean, Girardi and the Yankees, they have those rules. So maybe Girardi carried him over.
But at some point, you're going to have to break your own rules in order to win a couple of ball games. When does that happen? When does the desperation kick in? And when do you throw your own rules out? That's why I don't like hard rules. Like, I don't mind you taking care of guys at the start of the year, but to have a hard number, Like, oh no, that's the number. Well, how do you know? Ask me how I feel. I'm going to tell you. I'll be honest with you at this point in my career. If I feel good, I'll go. If I don't, I won't. Ask me. Don't just tell me I'm not going to pitch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It doesn't. I don't know. The Yankees live and die by these. It's kind of nuts. I guess it's an easier way to simplify it.
No, it gives you a justification to the media. I think that's what it is. You can talk about it and you can say, well, the decision was made for me because of these rules.
And then there's so many relievers that do better when they pitch regularly.
Sure. And if you're feeling great, I just said this to Rosie this morning. If you're feeling great, and every time that phone rings, you want to go in the game. You want the ball every single time. Doesn't matter if you've gone 4 in a row, 3 in a row. Obviously, if you feel like shit, you don't want to get in there, but you need your off days. But give me the ball every time if I'm feeling great. If I'm on a roll, don't stop me.
You could recover. That was this is gonna sound so stupid. We did a blitzball battle for 10K. And I had a pitch. I threw 100 pitches and I had a pitch 2 days later. And I was like,
that's true, man. Exactly the same thing.
How the hell do these guys like, I mean, I guess not 100 pitches and days later, but I mean, I don't train for it. So that's a big difference.
You don't?
But I want to.
Yeah. You look good. You look like you've been working out.
I think I lost I lost 10 pounds recently. Straight stress. No diet or health.
Sometimes that's the best way to do it, you know, whether it's stress or Adderall, just whatever you got to do. Let's figure it out.
But yeah, I don't know how relievers like just fire their whole body up day after day. I know it's short usage, but still you got to do all the stretching and stuff to like get it going.
Well, that's what you do. That's exactly, you figure it out. You find your role. It's easy when you know when you're going to be coming in. Once you've established yourself and you can get a routine. 4th inning, get out there on a foam roller, do whatever, get on the bike, get loose, get ready for the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. But yeah, it's not as hard as you think, especially once the adrenaline kicks in, because adrenaline isn't a crazy drug.
It's true. I threw the hardest I threw to Trev because I was mad at him. I wanted to get him out. Punk. All right. Mets, Giants, Brewers, Pods, Phillies, Braves. I mean, on the Braves side of the ball, what did you like?
I liked where our starting pitching recovery has been. You know, there was some questions with Ian Anderson and Charlie Morton. They've been better the last couple of starts. Our offense started to click a little bit. I don't know if this is a league-wide approach change because of the baseballs not flying like they were, but I feel like for the first 3 or 4 weeks, the guys were just trying to launch like they had been. And now you can see guys legitimately changing their approach and trying to stay up the middle right side. And they're getting rewarded for that. We got 38 hits and 32 singles or something like that over the weekend. So there's definitely a changing of approach at plates across the league.
Trent Grisham on the Padres laid down a safety squeeze. I think he did it twice in like 3-game stretch. And also that was a conversation we had with Blev too, because I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the bat to ball, beat the shift, lay down the bunt, baseball. And it might go away as the weather heats up and home runs come back. But I think the teams that made that shift earlier fared better, and maybe the Braves kind of waited too long.
You know what we're not seeing? We're not seeing the surprise one-handed flip home runs at the moment too. If you hit it, you get like Freddie's ball last night, Goldschmidt's ball last night. You could hear it. It was like, that's guys are getting rewarded for proper home run swings now, not the arse out one-handed pop out to right field that we've had the last few years. So I'm enjoying that too.
Yeah, some of those. I like Devers a lot. It's just there's a Devers Oppo home run from 2019. That is like seared in my brain of like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
He just blocked the ball basically.
Yeah.
And went out down the line. All right, let's move on. Dodgers and Nationals kind of talked about that. I mean, the Nationals are not a winning team. There's a really fun Soto and Urias.
I watched that at bat. That was so entertaining.
I have like a lot of people talked about, but I wanted to do a video on it anyway. So I have it done. I need to record the voiceover, but really entertaining and really strategic.
Right.
And I don't think Soto ever looked good.
No.
I think all he was doing was surviving.
Fighting. He was trying to foul everything off.
But Urias was throwing the whole arsenal at him.
Dropped down 95.
Yeah. And he had him. That's how I felt watching. I was like, Urias has him, and all he's doing is just like blocking bullets, but he's got no counter punch. He felt off balance on every pitch.
Yeah.
Soto.
And that's what Soto does, though. He fights until you make that mistake. But he just never made a mistake. And that last pitch, that last curveball was beautiful. Dude, two young superstars going at it like that, smiling through the at-bat too.
Yeah.
Like, you can see the enjoyment that they're having rather than it being a fucking job. Like, you can see that they're enjoying themselves playing baseball. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. And speaking of small ball, the Nats pushed the run across on Urias with a walk, bunt. Supposed to be like a sack, but they got the single out of it, and then a single, and that's won the game 1-0.
Right. Have you watched many extra inning games? Has there been a lot of any guys laying down bunts in the extra inning fake runner at second thing? I haven't seen a lot of the games, but I'd imagine that given the way
I've seen a lot of extra innings like highlights and walkthroughs, but I feel like I haven't.
Interesting.
But last year that switched halfway through and teams started doing it. The Yankees refused to do it for a long time.
Yeah.
And then they realized, hey, we got to get that runner over.
Yeah. The question, it's a stall strategy, right? Do you, if the other team scores a run, do you just bunt across to try and score that run, or do you try and drive in two? Or if they don't score a run at all, do you definitely bunt to make sure you score that run, or do you give yourself 3 shots at a base hit?
Yeah, if the away team scores, you have to bunt that guy to third. If you're down 1-0 and you're the home team, I think you have to make sure you get the tie and bunt.
There used to be a rule. There used to be a rule. I can't remember. I don't know. Do you play for the tie at home or play for the win on the road or something like that? Is that what they
There's
used to be?
saying. Isn't that a football rule? NFL says that too.
I hope not, because I've been saying it for years and I've never played football.
No, I think it's both. But what was I going to say? I forget. Anyway, I don't know about the extra inning thing. I feel like I haven't seen a lot of bunts, but in extra innings, but I've seen a lot across the league.
Is Trey Turner the best shortstop in the league?
Probably all round. I mean, unless people are going to try and pull out just numbers from this year, but I'd bet on him being over the next couple of seasons,
Yeah.
I mean, he can beat you so many different ways on offense. He's got the most infield singles in MLB. I haven't checked, but when I did check, he had the most infield singles in MLB. He had the most topped out sprint speed, like they call them bursts, utilizing his speed. He had the most, by far, he's the second fastest guy in the league, or first, him and Bobby Witt. But yeah, he's a game changer.
Yeah, we had that conversation.
You look at him and he looks like Matty Mass.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah. Matty Mass is probably a little better looking, I'll be honest.
Tyler Anderson got 8 shutout innings for the Dodgers, which is, they've still got some guys on the IL. I think he had a bad outing 2 starts ago, but for him to do that, it's the Nats again. The Nats
Are the Dodgers the new Rays?
What's that?
Are the Dodgers the new Rays and just find everybody else's?
Yeah, they're the Rays with money.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what
right.
That's what Billy Beane said. He said, well, we used to be able to do this stuff and compete with the guys who had money, but now the guys with money, the Yankees and the Dodgers, are starting to do this stuff too, and they got money. And I was like, shut up, Billy. Stop trading all your players because you're mad at them. Speaking of, JD, that's how it all started. His first trade was because he pissed off Billy Beane. Now he's in the papers again because he's an annoyance.
Who's that?
Donaldson.
Okay. Oh man, yeah.
Story was Billy Beane offered him a contract. He said no. He turned it down, bet on himself, and then every time he had a big game, he'd walk through the clubhouse, go, "Price just went up, Billy boy." And Billy Beane didn't like being called Billy boy.
So he traded him.
Traded him for Brett Lowry. It's a bad trade, and some other people. JD goes on, wins MVP. The Cubs and the Reds. These are 2 teams that are going nowhere because they split. Yeah, I wish the Reds would have won. I mean, I wish the Cubs would have won because the Reds are, if they're dead, they're impossible for them to turn this season around. They're just gonna like have to have a moral victory, which I will cheer for. The Cubs kind of could maybe, but I don't think so. Now the Cubs got to look at trading, like that. Like I said,
They're not going to catch the Brewers or the Cardinals.
No, and I don't think they're going to get a wild card. But I mean, if they would have swept here, it would have been 7.5 games back or something like that. I don't know.
I still don't have the faith. Like 7.5 games for the Cubs is different to 7.5 games for the Braves.
It's true. For the Reds, some fun news. Votto has a triple. Votto has a good game. Votto's starting to hit. Aristides Aquino, they sent him back down because he'd been struggling. He comes up and in his last couple games is hitting the shit out of the ball. Had a 2-homer day, had a double. I think he's got like his numbers since his last 6 games. That could be a bright spot for the Reds because he was really fun when he was burst on the scene.
Unbelievable. Didn't he hit like 18 home runs in his first 20-something games or something crazy like that?
Mm-hmm. Nuts. They scored 20 runs. Andrelton Simmons pitched.
I saw that.
And another position player pitched later on. Too many.
We saw a position player pitch in the White Sox game last night in a 7-run game in the 9th inning.
Yeah, I mean, it's too much. I think MLB has to change something. I said that and people were like, you hate fun. I'm like, it's not fun anymore. That's the thing.
Right. And it's okay when it is fun and it's a blowout and it's 1 inning and the guy's got to cover it to save your bullpen. I understand that. But when we've got guys pitching in a 7-run game that is considered still close enough to maybe make a comeback, and then it changes. I said this morning, then it changes the way that the umpire calls pitches based on what if all of a sudden the Sox come back and score 8 runs in the bottom of the 9th and that umpire's called Xander Bogaerts on a pitch that was 7 inches outside just to get the game moving? That's when it gets frustrating for me.
It's also not happening like in just the 9th inning. I think I might be wrong, but I feel like it's coming earlier. And we said this, the pitchers that would come in back when this was rare would do what Rizzo was doing and throw like shitty breakers and pitches. It's literally BP.
Yeah.
Literally, like,
it's slow pitch softball.
And it's slowing the game down more because they're getting rocked.
Right.
So I don't know. It used to be very fun. I still enjoy fun. I just don't think it's fun anymore.
It was fun because it happened 3 times a year. Now it's happened 3 times a week.
Yeah, it is. It's averaging like 2.4 a week. And I think this week just bumped it up because we had like three.
I didn't even know that stat, but that's how locked in I am right now.
Yeah, I know it because I went and researched because people were telling me it doesn't happen a lot. I'm like, it does.
Right, I've seen it too much.
Yeah. Well, that's your NL. I mean, standings wise, the Mets. You're Bravos. So do you? Let's see. I'll ask you this: okay. Mets are in first in the East. Brewers are in first in the Central. Dodgers are in first in the West.
Yes.
Out of those 3, how many would you bet on to win their division?
As a non-Braves analyst, I'd say all 3 has a very good chance of completing it. But as a Braves person, I'd like to think that the Mets will lose out. But my heart says that. My head says the Mets are looking pretty comfortable at the moment. And I think the Braves really have to turn around for them to make a run at them. But I don't see – I think maybe the Cardinals – if they keep toiling the magic that they seem to have found with the old guys that they have running around, I think they could be a cool story, but I think it's going to be tough to overtake the Brewers. And the Dodgers, I think, they might win 110 games.
Yeah. I like the Padres are on them and they're playing good ball, but I would still I would bet on 3. All 3 of the teams to win, but then because baseball exists and I know how weird the sport is, I'd almost bet one of them doesn't. And I wouldn't know which one. Like I don't have. It's just because the odds say something crazy will happen.
I think the Padres play the Dodgers really well. I think the games between those 2 are going to be great, but I think that the fact that the Dodgers play 141 other teams throughout the year means that they're just going to steamroll and keep winning.
Probably. The Mets have 6 games that they got to like bulk up here because they're at home against Philly and then the Nats. So in division games. And after that, they go on a was 11, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 game West Coast trip where they play 4 against the Dodgers, 3 against the Padres, and 3 against LA.
Right.
And then they come home to host the Brewers. So they have a 13 game stretch of really good baseball coming up. The Mets. And like I said, I think they can be 500 rest away and ride it out.
Yeah.
So they just got to survive that. They can't have like a horrible West Coast trip.
That's a really good test. And the way that I said it on the show the other night is that I don't need us to catch the Mets in the next month. I just want there to be some separation between the 2 top teams, the Mets and the Bravos, and the rest of that division. So we got to like us, they need to take care of the Nats and the Marlins. We weren't able to, but we have to. That's the teams you have to beat to create some separation between the 2.
I always just want to, and this is more of the second half of the season, I want to stay within the amount of games we have left. So if the Yankees were 4 games back on the Red Sox, but they have 2 series left, 6 games left, I'm like, all right, well, at least there's a fighting chance. So if I'm the Braves, obviously they have more than, probably have 10 games left or something like that. 9
we
games
haven't
left.
We haven't played the Mets yet.
You guys, dude, the schedule for this season blows.
Yeah, we haven't played the Mets yet.
Who made it?
Don't know.
Some algorithm. Give it back to that old couple.
Go back to the old couple. I watched that documentary. They were so good at it. Why did we change?
The Yankees are playing the Rays for the first time right now, and they haven't played at Fenway yet.
Right.
Like the schedule's weird.
Well, what are you going to think next year when it's a balanced schedule? It's going to look real weird.
That is going to be weird. I like the balanced schedule. Jake's been an advocate forever, but I do like playing 4 teams 18 times and getting really familiar. Right. I do think I go back and forth because baseball's such, and this is a little of the side, baseball's such a regional game that you don't know everybody. And that is a problem in one aspect, but also like you just said, you know the Braves and you know who the Braves play really well. Yeah. Like I know the AL East really well, but now it's going to be like, it's going to meet in the middle of like medium knowledge of everybody instead of good knowledge of the 4 other teams in the division and and small knowledge of everyone else. You know what I mean?
I think aside from that, it also allows for, or it doesn't allow for a team like the Twins to just steamroll through a division every year, make the playoffs and get shit on every year. Like you got to earn your way into the playoffs with a balanced schedule.
Yep. It'll be better in that regard for sure. Yep. All right. Let's kick it to the AL. Keep things moving.
This is my first ever recap, guys, so go easy on me, okay?
And your recap is brought to you by Muggsy Jeans. They're the most comfortable men's jeans on the planet. When we finally signed a deal with Muggsy, I wanted to, I think I still have it. I didn't tweet it out. Like a year beforehand, I messaged our sales department on Slack and I said, hey, I only wear Muggsy jeans. Can you reach out and have them sponsor us? It would be very easy for me to spread the word. I think I have the message to them saved because I was going to use it as an ad at one point. And then eventually they came on board and now they are sponsoring a lot of the stuff we do. We do ads for them in the 1 inning Blitzball League right now that are Jake at his silliest. They're pretty funny. You can get 10% off with code baseball. They're stretchy, really comfortable jeans. They're the only jeans I wear since I first tried them on, and everything else felt crusty and heavy. So use promo code baseball for 10% off your entire order. Muggsy.com for 10% off your entire order using promo code baseball.
Well done, Jimmy.
Yeah. Kick it to the
Let's go.
AL recap. Here we go.
AL recap, my first ever recap. Here we go, guys. The Guardians at the Astros. Astros take 2 of 3. Game 1, 6-1 to the Guardians. McKenzie goes 7 innings, 1 earned run. Garcia on the flip side, 5 innings, 4 runs, 2 earned. Ramirez with 4 RBIs, including a 2-run homer. That's shocker for him. Game 2, Astros. 7-3 in the victory. Valdez goes 7 innings, 3 earned runs. Plesac, 4.2, 7 earnies. And Bregman with a go-ahead 2-run homer. Game 3, 2-1 Astros. Javier versus Quantrell. We've got a pitching duel. Javier goes 5.2 innings, shutout. Quantrell goes 6 innings with 2 innings, and Brantley with a go-ahead sac fly in the 5th inning. We move on to the Red Sox, White Sox. What a pitching duel we had here. Oh, only kidding. First game, Red Sox 16-3. They made Cease look like shies. Red Sox, Pivetta, 6 innings, 3 earned runs. Cease, 3 innings pitched, 7 earnies. The Red Sox scored all 16 runs in the first 5 innings, including 6 in the 5th. Trevor Story is in Fuego. Vasquez, 4 RBIs in each, and Martinez with 4 hits. Good for them. The Red Sox offense is scary. Turn to game 2. Giolito jumps on the hill and says, no thanks, I'm going to take care of you guys. 6 innings, 1 earned run. Hill still doing it at 49. Congratulations. 5 innings pitched, 3 runs, 2 earned. Tanner Hogg, 3 shutout innings for him. Jake Berger with a go-ahead 3-run home run in the 5th inning. Game 3. Red Sox again go off 16-7. Waka goes 4.15 earned runs. Keuchel gets rocked with 2 innings, 6 earnies. The Red Sox score 6 in the first 2 innings, including Story's 3-run home run. He continues just to mash. Verdugo with 4 hits and 3 RBIs. That trade's going to end up being quite nice for the Red Sox, I'm going to tell you. Moving on to the Orioles and the Yankees. Boy, oh boy. Orioles take game 1 versus Cole. That must have been a dagger to your heart, Jimmy. But Lyles goes 6.2 innings, 4 runs, 3 earnies. Cole, 8 innings, 5 earned runs, 7 hits, no walks, 11 punches. What a line. You can dive into that later. Jimmy's Urias go-ahead home run in the 6th. Judge with 2 home runs. Bet on yourself. That's what happens, kids. Well done, Judgy. 7-6 Yankees in game 2. Montgomery goes out and throws 6 innings, 2 earnies. Zimmerman 6.14 earnies. Trevino, if you haven't seen this, you need to go back and watch his walk-off. If you haven't got an emotional body or brain in your body, it's one of the best interviews you've ever seen as well. Go back and check it out. But the Yankees win 7-6. Game 3, Yankees take it 2-0 on a shutout. Sears with 5 shutout innings in the first MLB start. Wells, 5 innings, 2 Aussie Wells, by the way. 5 innings, 2 earned runs, and Angela comes back with an RBI single, 2 and steals second to force a bad throw and to score another run. You're welcome back to him. Tigers and Twins. Good Lord. The Twins, Archer versus Rodriguez. Archer goes 4 innings, 1 earney. Elvin Rodriguez, 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs in his first career start. Second game, Urshela with a walk-off single. Kepler with a grand slam in the first. Game 2, Twins, Gray versus Gretzky. The Twins take this one as well. Goodness gracious. Gray goes 7 shutout innings. Sonny Gray's back, by the way. 4 hits, 1 walk, 10 Ks. Gretzky goes 4 innings, 2 earnies. Urshela again with an RBI single in the second. Game 3, the Tigers take it. Garcia versus Bundy. Garcia goes 4 innings, 2 earnies. Dylan Bundy, 5.2 innings, 1 earned run. And Harold Castro, 2 home runs. Candelario go ahead, 2-run home run in 10. Am I out of time? Good gracious. Rangers versus Angels. I'm going to give you a real quick one here. Okay, 2-game series. Syndergaard versus Dunning. Syndergaard goes 8 innings. Really nice. Dunning 6 innings, 5 earnings. They lose that. Game 2. Otto goes 5 innings, 1 earned run. Reed Detmers, after the no-hitter a couple of weeks ago, 6 innings, 5 earnings. Garver with a go-ahead home run in the 4th. And Calhoun with 3 hits and a home run. Last series I'm going to touch on is the Athletics versus the Mariners. 3-game set. The Mariners take 2 out of 3. Good luck to them. Hopefully they can come back and find some form. But Gonzalez in game 1, 5 innings, 5 earnies. Logue, 4.2 innings, 7 earnies. No more pitching duels in this one. Game 2, Caprillion, friend of the John Boy House, 5 innings, 5 earnies. Kirby with 5 innings, 4 earned runs. Elvis Andrews with a game-tying home run in the 6th. Blackburn with 5 shutout innings in game 3 versus Robbie Ray, who went 6 innings, 3 earnies, 10 Ks. Seth Brown with a go-ahead home run in the 4th inning. That is your AL recap. Let's go jump back and let's dive in, Jimmy.
Great job.
Oof. It's a lot of reading. You know how much I hate reading.
It's tough to do. Yeah. It's not your native language either.
It's not. I'm reading in different language. It's good.
Let's see. I'll do some standings updates and then we'll see where we want to bounce in and dance around. The Yankees had a 5-game lead on the Rays, and after this have a 5.5-game lead. That might include yesterday when they beat them. The Yankees stay in first place, but they're going through terrible injuries right now and COVID ILs. The Twins, they stay in first place. They gain a game in the standings, and White Sox and Guardians stay the same. And in the West, the Astros stay in first place, but the Angels get a game closer. The Angels are only a game and a half out. Texas is 8 games behind. So you got... Are
you in on the Angels yet?
I am, yeah.
Me too.
I like the pitching to... stay or present itself a little stronger or something. Like I'm still not like locked on that.
I think they're still trying to find
am.
themselves too. Like they're trying to figure it out. They've got so many arms over there that they're trying to work out what's the best fit is, but their offense is.
Taylor Ward's been unbelievable.
He's been Mike Trout.
Is he on the IL now though? Did they lose him for a little bit? No. Okay. I thought maybe I saw that somewhere.
He ran into the wall when he was trying to make that catch, right? Is that what you saw?
Maybe. Jeff McNeil did that too. We didn't mention that.
Yeah.
Well, the Angels is quick because they played a 2-game set and they split it with the Rangers. And we have a rule that if you play a 2-game set and you split it, it doesn't matter and we don't talk about it.
Fine.
So good job by the Angels and Syndergaard. Syndergaard, maybe your standout. Who knows? We'll see later on down the line. Athletics and Mariners. I think you said the Mariners won, but the Athletics won the series.
I did say that. Thank you for editing that.
And the Mariners, we almost have to kind of stop talking about them a little bit because the conversation is the same every time. It's just like, oh my God, you guys are struggling. The Mariners now, I think they've won no games in May. If I had to guess, it's somewhere between 0 and 7 games.
What went wrong over there? What's happened over there? I haven't been able to. I don't understand how they've gone from such an exciting second half team last year. Have they lost a ton of guys? I don't get it. I don't understand what happened.
They have a 200 winning percentage in the month of May now. They've won 9 games in their last 30. They have Tom Murphy on the IL and Mitch Haniger.
Okay.
Not enough to warrant this. Like their rotation is Robbie Ray, Chris Flexen, Logan Gilbert, Marco Gonzalez. That's what they've wanted. And then their offense is Winker, France Frazier, Julio Rodriguez, Eugenio Suarez, Crawford, Kyle Lewis. Like that's what they wanted. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like we ask a lot and we wanted to be in on them and like have a lot of fun. But they just continue to lose series after series after series. And like I think Suarez was getting hot. Taylor Trammell, I feel like he's been hot lately, just seeing his names and maybe just had some big hits.
Everybody wanted to it was so young and exciting. I think the inexperience is maybe catching up a little bit. I wanted that Jesse Winker and Eugenio Suarez move to really work. But
me too. I mean, it might just be their bullpen looking at games because I mean, they've got Ty France, JP Crawford, Eugenio Suarez, like all having above average seasons according to OPS plus now. So I don't know.
Just by looking at they've got 3 guys that throw the same. They've got Sergio Romo that throws low 3/4. They got Penn Murphy that throws low 3/4. They got Paul Seward that throws low 3/4. You got 3 guys that are the same guys out in their bullpen.
Ooh, that's interesting. Say that again.
Seward, Romo, and Penn Murphy all throw that low 3/4 kind of same sort of arm action. They're all right-handed and they're all in the same bullpen.
That's interesting. You need different looks. That's what the Rays, did. I think Romo got beat up pretty bad a couple days ago.
Did he?
Which is a bummer because we like him.
Yeah. He's been doing it for so long, man. He's just
Jake's haircut, buddy.
Yeah. 39 years old.
Paul Seward, he's closing for them right now?
Okay, I was wrong on Romo. He's been good. I think he had 1 game against Boston where he gave up hits, and that's what I remember. But other than that, he's been good.
What did Seward figure out when he left the Mets and now he's closing for the Mariners? Or they don't have anyone else?
I don't know. But he faced the Mets and got all fiery and yelling about it. That was fun.
Oh, baseball players.
Maybe it's not the bullpen because these guys' stats are good too. I don't know. Mariners fans, let us know what the hell's going on. They can't win a series, save their life. We got to keep
Ryan Smith.
Let's go up the list here. Tigers and Twins. Our old love, Urshela. Yankees fans fell in love with him pretty deeply. He's got 5 hits this series. Walk-off hit. People are tweeting at me. Very excited about that. Archer with a good start for the Twins. I mean, for that, what he's doing, 4 innings pitched, 1 earned run. It's for coming back from injuries and all that.
I like the back end of that rotation.
Of the Twins?
Of the Twins. Rosie asked me during the week also, he's like, look, are we buying on the Twins? And my initial thought was, I have to see them do something else besides win the division and for me to buy in. But I think with the experience at the back end of that rotation, that can add a little bit of, structure, add a bit of consistency. That's been the problem with the Twinkies, is it's just, I like Gray a lot. Have always liked Gray a lot. I know you probably don't because of the time he had at the Yankees, but I think he's really
no. I
good.
like Sonny Gray. I mean, it was tough, and he kind of looked like a deer in the headlights at times, and they probably didn't have the greatest pitching help around him, as they had one of the worst systems, and now they have one of the best. But because of that, really, that might have been like the glaring shining hole was, how did we trade for this guy and we weren't able to utilize his skills or help him? And they got rid of Rothschild. But not only did they get rid of the Rothschild, the Yankees fired every pitching coach in the system besides one in AAA, AA, single A, brought in a whole new director, brought in all new coaches, completely changed. And now they have the #1 ERA the last 2 years in the league, and all of their minor leaguers lead their league. So like they just completely overhauled it. So Sonny Gray kind of just came at the wrong time.
Was it a total shift in like the way that they were going to go about it from top to bottom? Like, this is the way we're going to go. We're going to have the same message from the Yankees all the way down to the Tampa Bay.
They wanted to make sure that every affiliate was teaching the same shit.
How is that not just, that should be, if you have a pitching philosophy and you have a way that you want to attack hitters in the big leagues, that should be the same message from that's 100% should happen. If it doesn't happen in every club, then maybe think about changing it.
I mean, I don't have to tell you, the more you look inside the way teams are and professional sports is organized, the more you realize there's not a lot of organization.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like some things as I went from like fan brain to kind of being able to get some inside information, some things just shocked me. Like when I found out that players just have no contact with their teams all winter, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
Yeah. What the thing I found bizarre was when I first got here, there wasn't a big focus on diet, and that's changed obviously a hell of a lot. But when I first got here, it was you fend for yourself. It's like if you want to be good enough and work hard enough to stay, then you stay. We're not going to force you to do anything you're not going to do. So whereas now it's very militant. It's like you got to.
Nestor Cortez Jr. just told the story that in 2020 or 2021, he couldn't afford cleats. Yeah. He didn't have like cleats, and Adidas or some company was sending Zach Britton cleats, but Britton was on the IL, so he was using those, and he stuffed them because they were the wrong size, and that's what he was pitching on the mound with.
That's unusual.
I know, and that's not unusual at all from everything here. And I'm like,
yeah, I
think as a kid or as anyone growing up, you're like, you're a major leaguer, like get the guy's own cleats, and it's like doesn't happen. It's weird.
So that's the crazy thing too, is that you have guys. There's such a mix and a difference of, you can be a rookie that comes up and gets 2 starts in the big leagues, and you're playing alongside that's got guys making $45 million.
Yeah.
Think about that at paycheck time, when you go every 2 weeks, you open up your paycheck and yours says $11,000 and his says $1.75 million or whatever it ends up being. You're in the same house. You're in the same clubhouse. You're playing the same game. You're on the same team. And that's the difference. You can't afford to buy your own cleats, and he can afford to buy his own baseball team.
Yeah. It's wild, man. The Tigers, they win one. It takes extras, but good pitching all around. Good for Bundy, bad for Jake.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Yankees and the Orioles, that was a weird series.
Break it down for me. How do you lose that first game?
Cole
just
well the Yankees didn't have a good lineup because they lost a lot of people. So it's basically Judge put him on his back, hits two run homers to make it 4-0. You would have liked Stanton or Rizzo to do something add on, but the rest of the bottom of the lineup at that point is just nothing. And Cole gives up one inning. He gives up 5 earned runs.
Which inning was it?
The third. And
he was 4 in that inning, 1 in another, but same point.
Yeah, well, yeah. The one came later, right?
Yeah, at the very end, I think.
Yeah, Cole's starting to bug me. So
why?
Because every interview when he has a bad game, he says, "Besides this, I felt really good out there." And it's like, but that's the reason. He's like, besides the third inning, I was pitching really good, felt really good. Besides the one inning, it's like, yeah, but you lost the game in that inning, or they played the Blue Jays and Vladdy hit 3 homers off him. He goes, besides Vladdy, I felt really good. It's like, yeah, but Vladdy's the reason you just lost the game.
Well, how would you rather him say it? Would you rather him say, like, I know next time that I'm going to have to really lock in against Vladdy, as opposed to maybe change the way I go at Vladdy, or
I don't know. It's just, you just can't say besides the bad stuff, everything was good.
Because you all see that. You all know that's one reason why you lost. You don't need Cole to explain that. You want Cole to dive in and say, well, what was going through your head in that inning, man? Like, talk to us.
Yeah. Besides,
you're not going to get that kind of insight.
Besides my failures, I was successful.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm going to use that.
He went 8 innings. He's really good. He had 4 good starts before that. So whatever. It's just being nitpicky and annoying.
You just want him to go out there and win every time.
Against the Orioles, I'd rather 6 innings pitch 2 earned runs. But the Orioles, I'm gonna give them some love. They got Rushman that came up. He's been hitting. They're pesky, man. Odor's going on a little stretch for them right now. He can sting. When he does go right, he'll be wrong for 3 weeks after a week of right. We witnessed that last year. But then Santander's a pest. Mullins is a pest. Mountcastle, I think, is he on the IL?
I think he came back for the last game of the series, but he was
the Orioles
out a little bit.
And with Adley coming up, the fans are excited. They got something to cheer about now. And they were saying this is a new Orioles team. This is new, and I'm happy for him.
You know what sucks about that though, is because me as a purer, like older kind of guy, I want to see old free agents getting paid, and it's hard for me to justify that way of thinking when you see someone like the Orioles come up and have some success based on what they've done in the last couple of years and with the roster that they filled. You know what I mean? Like, they've had 3 walk-off wins last week, whatever it was. They're starting to feel good about themselves. They're playing decent baseball, which is all I care about. If a team's going out there and playing good quality baseball and it's fun, entertaining game to watch, then great. And it's hard for me to justify not paying veterans if that's what they can put out there.
Yeah, it'd still be nice to figure out a blend.
I agree with you.
Yeah. All right, the battle of the Sox. You got the Red Sox and the White Sox, both coming off series wins. White Sox beat the Yankees. Red Sox crushed the Mariners and looking to keep it rolling. Jake and I were interested in this series because it was like one of these teams is going to walk away still feeling like they're right in the ship. And that's the Red Sox. And they fucking crushed Cease in game 1, 16-3. Trevor Story continues to hit home runs and big home runs. I think of his 9 home runs, 7 are with men on base. And I think handful 3-run jobs. So 1 grand slam. So good job by Story. Then game 2, Giolito shuts him out, and Jake Berger, who he got sent down by the White Sox and then called back up, has a 3-run go-ahead home run for them. And the Red Sox didn't pitch bad. Giolito's just, when he's on, he's one of the tougher pitchers. And then the Red Sox, game 3, it was 9-7 in the 7th inning. It was a 2-run game in the 7th inning. It ends up being 16-7. And the Red Sox are the team that gets to walk away feeling like they're still riding the ship, and the White Sox go back to what the hell? We gave up 16 runs twice.
I know. And if you had have asked me a couple of weeks ago how I thought the Trevor Story contract was going to play out based on the way that he was swinging and looking, I thought, man, that might be in trouble. Maybe it was the Colorado effect, maybe whatever, Now you got to be a happy Red Sox fan base based on what you've seen. And that I think their starting rotation can probably, their offense is going to bang, but I think that their starting rotation isn't as bad as what it looks. If Waka can be anything like what he can be, and if Hill can do what he did on the weekend, like, that's all they want from him, as you said it.
I don't like the longevity of that rotation. Like, I think they need to add some.
If you go into a playoff series and you got Eovaldi, Pivetta, and Whitlock.
Well, yeah. I guess I'm saying that I just feel like if they got a grind of a season, those guys might be
Done.
burnt by the time postseason comes around.
Yeah.
Hills, Jamie Moyer.
When's James Paxton supposed to be back? When's Chris Sale supposed to be back?
Paxton is supposed to be back. Like I would guess after
August.
Like it's Tommy John, so end of August maybe.
You got Tommy John like end of April last year.
4/14/21. Yeah, so we're talking 16 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 12 to is his first one. I don't know how guys do rehab now, but it used to be the 12-month mark was he should be back now, maybe probably 13 or 14 months, but
yeah. It's usually if no setback, it can be August. Usually there's always a setback and it's September from recent strips. And then Sale's got a
stress fracture.
rib cage. Yeah. So I don't know when he's going to be back. But the lineup should be fun. And the Red Sox are hitting the shit out of the ball right now. So they can carry. And then the Astros take 2 out of 3 from the Guardians. They lose the first game. Tristan McKenzie, our guy, gets them. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run. Good for them. And then but then the Astros win the next 2 because obviously they're good.
It sucks that they are good. I know.
It
doesn't suck. Good. I like that the Astros are good because it. If I can be honest,
yeah.
I think the fact that the Astros are still good and those guys involved in that shit in 17, not taking anything away from what happened and what they did, but the fact that they are still good baseball players and a good baseball team, it makes me feel better.
Probably makes them feel a little worse, like we didn't need it.
They probably didn't need it, but that's not the point. Is you did it and
got a ring out of it.
Yeah.
Let's go to the IL. BBD's going to do the IL.
Yes.
3 series in the IL. Beavers, what you got?
Guys, 3 series in the IL. First, we're going to St. Louis where the Blue Jays faced the Cardinals and got the split. Cardinals walked off game 1. Paul Goldschmidt hit a grand slam. In the series, Blue Jays starting pitchers kind of carried their bullpen. They survived the bullpen. Cardinals was sort of the opposite. The starting pitchers struggled, an ERA in the 6s. The relievers picked them up a little bit. Jansen hit 2 homers. Springer homered, hit a triple. Alejandro Kirk 3 hits, including a double. Like I said, Goldschmidt walk-off grand slam got the Cardinals game 1. Gosman threw 6 shut in game 2. Hicks, not a good start. Danny Jansen, this is where he had his 2 homers. Reyes is undergoing shoulder surgery that likely ends his season. Hicks, right forearm strain. He goes on the IL. Carlson could return in the next week or 2. And the Cardinals hope O'Neill can start a rehab assignment next week. Then going down to Tampa, Florida battle. Marlins went to the Rays, and the Rays swept them. They win the first one 4-0. They win the second one 5-4. The Rays starting pitchers had an ERA in the 2s. The relievers were lights out. Marlins starters didn't have a good time, but the relievers did well. They threw 6 shutout innings themselves. Harold Ramirez, 3 hits, 2 homers. McClanahan threw 6 shut in the first game. Lopez, 7 innings, 4 runs. Kiermaier inside the park leadoff home run. That was the fun Twitter video I saw this week. In game 2, Rasmussen, 5 innings, 3 earned. Cody Poteet, 3 innings, 5 earned. Not good. Rays score 5 in the first, including Randy's 2-run double. Harold Ramirez 2-run homer. Jazz Chisholm sat both games, so that's not fun. And then wrapping it up, we're going to Jake Snakes. Sad he's not here to see it because the D-backs sweep. Greinke faced his old team. D-backs won that game 9-5. Davies threw 3.2. Greinke also threw 3.2. A lot of symmetry. Marte hit a 2-run go-ahead homer in the 4th. The teams combined to hit 5 homers in the first inning of Game 1. Merrifield, Bobby Wood Jr., Dozier, Smith, Walker, all homer. In Game 2, Zach Gallen, 5.1 innings, 6 earned. Easily not in my book. 5 innings, 3 earned. Luplow, game-tying 3-run homer. Smith, go-ahead 2-run homer in the 6th. Garrett and Isbell placed on the IL for undisclosed reasons, and that is what happened in the IL.
Well done, BBD.
Thank you.
Wow.
Shout out to Whit Merrifield, who's back, by the way.
back. Blue Jays and Cardinals unfortunately play a 2-game set and split it, so they're kind of on the we don't talk about that list. But the Goldie Grand Slam is cool, and Barrios giving them a good outing is cool. I'm happy for them there. I have a question that this might get me yelled at.
Oh goodness,
who is Juan Yepes?
He's the greatest. He's the Cardinals stud, right?
Yeah, Jake and I were doing a little rookie deep dive on Wake and Jake earlier this week, and they have 3 rookies that are like killing it. He's kind of been the best one.
Okay, so he didn't play in April. They called him up in May, and he's been playing. Wow, right field, DH, left field, DH, left field, right field, first base. Okay,
yeah,
so he's just out there.
They have him, Brendan Donovan. I feel like I'm missing another one that like they have multiple young rookies that are all playing different positions and all mashing. That's got to be like really fun to watch.
Damn. Good for them. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to talk about the games.
Not allowed.
I think the Cardinals are going to be okay.
You think?
What do you think? Can I ask you a question? What do you think happened with the manager situation?
Oh, I think he lost the clubhouse.
Okay.
I think from some stuff we've heard, there's just like lost the clubhouse.
Okay. That's fair.
For it.
Have you watched the new manager's post-game interviews at all? Have you talked to him?
I have not. No, I watched an in-game. Actually, I watched an in-game interview, and he was brilliant.
He creeps me out in post-game interviews.
Does he?
I've only watched him after like fiery things, but it's a lot of we had
like Mickey Cass,
great pitcher out there. A lot of dry mouth stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he just lost the clubhouse and just was on ignore mode from the guys. It's just it's a veteran team. I mean, you got Yachty, you got Waino, you got Goldie, now you got Pujols. Like, who the fuck's going to listen to a manager?
Yeah, that's a good point. And that's what my initial thought was. It had to have come from Yachty or Waino just to say, look, this isn't working. But I've not read anything to say, or they've not come out and said anything. And from what I read, that they all text Schilt when it happened, and so I don't know. I don't know how you go from manager of the year to ex-nay.
Yeah, Girardi was 1 game away from the postseason. He out. Sometimes people just want change.
Yeah,
because the next guy's going to tell you to do what you say. The Rays sweep the Marlins, little battle of Florida. A lot of fans in attendance at this series, guaranteed. That was an easy joke at the Rays and Marlins.
Chisholm out. That's
apologize. Poteet, 3 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, and Rasmussen. Man, I was excited. I'm excited that the Yankees are playing the Rays right now because I got to learn about them. But I mean, you learn about the Rays and then it all goes out the window 2 seconds later.
Every year there's someone. It's a whole new squad. You got to learn.
It's like not worth the energy.
Imagine being an analyst for the Rays. It's like, oh shit, here we go again. I got to learn a whole new team. 25 guys. Let's go.
I mean, they're basically silhouettes. They don't like you can just take the numbers and the names off their jerseys. They're just dudes.
Just take a deep dive into Kevin Cash and the front office every time you analyze the team.
Man, yeah. I mean, Yarbrough, they bother me. It's no secret. The Rays, I'm not into what they're about.
Is it because they've had their way with the Yankees over the last 3 years?
I'm sure that helps for sure, but that's not really. I like the rivalry of it all. I just don't like the use and lose guys. It works from a winning. It works, so that's why fans like it. Like it works, but in my head, it's I was a guy who made up a lot of games growing up, and now I do it again. I make up games for the warehouse and shit.
Right.
It's like once my brother Luke or I figured out, like, I know how to just beat this. then we'd be like, okay, well, this isn't entertaining or fun anymore. Let's readjust the format.
But it's not like they win the World
where-
Series every year.
What's that?
It's not like they win the World Series every year. Yes, they're competitive every year, but
Yeah,
can beat
but
them.
I'm just saying, I just think from building a fan base or stars, just to
from a player's perspective, though, if I'm a player and I get a chance to go to the Rays and they turn me into Avisel Garcia and I turn that into an $80 million contract, then as a player, I'm excited if the Rays want me. I want to go to the Rays because they found something in everybody else that goes there. So take it up, take me.
Sure, but what if you're the free agent trying to get paid and you go, okay, what teams out there
there's 29 others,
and you say, well, there's 29.
Yeah, there's 29 others you can choose from. That's fine. They have their role. The Yankees, Dodgers have their role.
Yeah. Well, the Yankees try to be the Rays, and that's what they finally stopped that. But that was like, stop it.
You can't be the Rays with a $200 million payroll.
No, the Rays sweep the Marlins. Good for them. What is their like record now? They are 26-18, which is really good. Fucking really good. Jesus Christ, the Yankees are so good. I don't know how the Yankees are going to fall from earth a little bit, but that is unreal. That they're 26-18 and 5.5 games out.
Mm.
Damn. I didn't realize the Yankees have 700 winning percentage still.
Jeez. Hey, you're finally playing some teams now, though, Jimmy. You're finally going to test yourself this week.
1-0. Nestor Cortez. I know it's next week's episode, but geez, shut him down.
Yeah.
It's nuts. The Royals and the D-backs. The D-backs beat the Royals. What's going on with your Royals? They're not playing a good brand of baseball.
They're not. They're just, I don't know what's going on over there. They're firing hitting coaches. They're trying to get runs, but they can't stop giving up runs. So it's just not a way to try and put together a baseball team. But I am happy to see that Whit Merrifield is back. As I said earlier, he was struggling for a while. Everyone was calling for him to take a day off. He said, no, I'm not. Now he's hitting 375 his last 10, something like that. Bobby Witt Jr. is really exciting. I just think they're at that spot where it's like year 1 or 2 of the rebuild, and unfortunately, they're not going to be as competitive as I expected them to be.
Do you think they're going to be trading Benintendi?
I think that I'm sure, yeah, that they're going to get rid of some. I think there was mention of Juan Soto being on the trade block the other day. So I think everybody, it's not like it used to be. I don't think there's such a thing as an untouchable anymore.
I would hope Juan Soto's untouchable. I mean, or for in my opinion, Juan Soto gets dealt in the offseason when there's no deadline. There's no limitations of teams available or teams in or teams out. It's just completely open, and you can really say, okay, we got this from this team. What about this team? What about this team? Because he's not a rental. You know, if he was a rental like Mookie Betts, like Manny Machado, then it's going to happen. But there's no reason for them to rush a trade during the season when, if they were smart, they can just wait, try an extension, and like have full.
But do you not think that them putting that out there now this early allows that time to develop a deal between now and the trade deadline so that you can go out and make a Teixeira for half of the Atlanta Braves squad type deal that they made back in 2010?
I don't know. I don't know why they would put it out there, but they kind of always done things weird. They mishandled a lot of situations. So like the Harper stuff was
Trey Turner and Scherzer, like that was, they got what they got back was cool, but
I mean, you'd get Soto for 2 years. 2.5 years. It'd be a fucking haul.
Yeah. Talking about the best hitter in the game, arguably. On a shitty team with no protection. It's still although Josh Bell's been good.
He's making $17 million in ARB too. That's nuts. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn. Good job by the D-backs. Jake would be excited. All right. Let's move on to the second half of the show, where we're going to give out standout performance. Well, it's not really half. This goes by much quicker. Do you need to leave?
You got about 8 more minutes of me before I got to jump in the shower and go call a baseball game. But I'm here for the 8 minutes.
Yeah. We'll do standout performances and awards, and then you bounce, and me and BBD will do Slump Watch and then Fuego. Standout performances.
Standout performances.
Must I say standout performances?
I'm giving mine to Joc Pederson. He goes 4 for 6 with 3 homers in that crazy Giants Mets game. Some of the homers, I think 2 ambush first pitch of the at bat, and then the last one was a inside fastball that he turned on. And not only that, after hitting the 3 homers, he nets the go-ahead, the game-winning RBI on a ball up the middle. 8 RBIs in the game. Easy standout performance for me.
Yeah.
And Joc kind of just does it for me, man, because he's got not the body that you expect a pro athlete to have, but the swagger you expect Ronald Acuna to have.
Yeah.
But he's got it. Like a couple of those home runs, he just did like the get off me bat flip afterwards. It's just like, geez.
I got to experience everything that comes with Joc last year. It's more than just Joc the player. There is an aura around him that he brings. I can't explain it, but you know the swings that he took. He was talking to Barry Bonds before the game, and he goes out and hits 3 tanks, and then he talks about how that got him locked in. And I'm like, he's just a different dude, and he just does it, and he just rakes. He doesn't give a shit about anybody's opinion of him.
Nope.
He just does what he wants to do, and he does it well.
It's pretty impressive. It was a hell of a game.
Yeah.
Who are you going to for standout?
Man, there's so many that I can choose from right here, but it's hard for me. This is going to sound like a homer, but I'm going to go with Dansby Swanson because I watched what he was doing at the start of the year, and I've seen him turn it around. So far, he's been 4 for 5 with a homer the other night, but it's not just that. For the whole week, he's been going nuts. 10 for 17 with a home run, 2 doubles, 4 RBIs, slashing 588 average with it, 824 on OPS. And playing unbelievable defense?
That's what I was going to say. His defense has been good.
There was that 3 or 4 game period where the Braves infield looked like they'd never played infield before, and something was going on. But since then, they went on the road and they figured it out in Milwaukee, and then now they're playing really good.
Good for him. So he's better than Trey Turner?
No.
Okay. All right. Seeing how far the bias went. No. Okay.
If I was on the Braves show, I'm pulling out the whiteboard and showing why he's better than Trey Turner, but I can't do it right here.
DVD, do you want to give out a standout real quick?
Ooh, for me, Aaron Nola sticks out. Kind of won that game by himself.
Yeah. He did.
He knows he can't use the defense, so he struck out 10.
He was go back and look at if you get a chance, look at the 3D of where his strikeouts were. This is the square, or this is the rectangle. There was not one ball that wasn't touching the outer line of all the. He was so locked in location wise. I've never seen him like that since 2018.
2018 or 19, I remember watching a couple of his starts and declaring him like one of my favorite pitchers to watch, and then he kind of hasn't been there since then. So yeah, there's a good Aaron. If Aaron Nola's on, it's really fun to watch.
Yeah, it really is.
Because his fastball almost has that Bieber effect where it kind of just shoots. Has a sound effect that comes with it.
He throws 2. He's got a sinker and a 4-seam. He throws the slider and the changeup off both of them, and there's like everything's the same. You can't tell any difference in mechanics. He even does the glove wiggle at the same time. It's all, and we've faced him so much that you would think that if anyone's going to get a hold of him, it's us. But that was like the 20th time he's faced us, and he's shoved it up our ass.
Damn. All right, we're going to skip to awards. If you don't have one, that's fine. You can just bullshit one real quick. Okay. I'm giving out the Humans Award. And it goes to 2 people. It goes to Trevino and Josh Hader.
Oh.
Trevino's story is amazing. It's been everywhere. I hope this isn't the first time you're hearing about it. And I'll do it briefly, but grew up a Yankees fan, because his dad was a Yankees fan, has tweets from high school talking about let me wear my Yankees hat in class. Like, what the hell? 2011, his dad was a big Yankees fan. And most father-son combos, his dad would take him to the field and say, okay, Yankee Stadium, bottom of the ninth, tie game. And I think every Yankee dad, baseball dad, you enter the team that you're a fan of. They were Yankees fans. And so then he gets the walk-off hit after having a really good game. And nobody knows the little fun fact or heart-wrencher fact that he shares in the postgame when he's crying. It was his dad's birthday, whose dad passed away in 2013. And him looking up like right away, I got chills right now, and I've been crying every time I see the clip because he gets the walk off, and the first thing he does is he kind of double. And we met Trevino's a really good guy. He double points to the sky and starts saying "Poppy," but it's almost as if to say he should. Like, it was very evident they were celebrating together. Like he was saying, like we did it. We did it. Like he was talking. We did it. Like it wasn't him. It was him and his dad. Just so touching. And then he says his first walk-off came on Father's Day, which was a week after he had his baby. And that interview is heart-wrenching. And I just think it's amazing for his dad to be remembered like that means he was a wonderful dad. And it's sad they didn't get to spend more time together, but I love the humanity of that story. And then I'm reading Josh Hader's wife had some complications, and he stayed in Milwaukee and didn't travel with the team to be with her. And I think it's a good reminder to fans. I hope there weren't any asshole fans, but like that's important. That is worth more than a trip to San Diego for 3 games. Yep. So it's always good to be reminded that they're humans. And then any player that's got family on their mind first is extra points for me.
I'm going to co-sign your awards because I can't beat that, but I will add a little bit. And I'll just say that it's important that as baseball players, we get 3 days off. If we have a baby, if we have any kind of family, anything, emergency, it's usually you get 3 days to go and do, and then you got to be back with the team. So for him to look, there's so much more things that are important than winning a baseball game, and fans need to realize that. And we're out there. We are obviously professionals, and we do everything we can to try and do whatever we can. But at the same time, we're human beings, and that's why the Human Award is so important. We are just like you. Listen to me talk. I am just like you. I got a mortgage. I've got all the worries you guys have. Every one of those guys has. Like, we are human beings, and don't forget that, please.
Yeah, and I hope that Hader and Mrs. Hader, if that's her name, are doing well. And she's pregnant with their first child, so it's scary. Hey, that's like the scariest fucking thing, man.
The worst.
People, you get pregnant, and it's your first baby, and I haven't had a second baby yet, but people are like, "You excited?" And it's like, no, I'm petrified of everything. Every doctor's visit was scary.
And everything's new, and it's inside of your wife. It's like you can't see or feel or touch or appreciate what's happening inside there. You just got to base it on your feelings, and everything she feels that's different and triggers something. You're just like, oh, it's stressful.
Yeah. Man. Okay. Well, if you got to run.
You got to run.
BBD, did you have an award lined up?
No, I mean, I would have shouted out Trevino if you didn't. So
all right. Shout out Trevino. Yeah. Cool. You run. Enjoy. Right, where can they listen to you tonight?
I will be on Valley Sports South or Southeast. I'm not sure which one. Next few games. Then I'm calling the road games, Arizona, Colorado. Farm to Fame is back next week. Don't miss out on that. I'm actually going to have a special guest on Monday. So look forward to that.
How's Kelsey doing?
She's great. She posted out a photo the other day. She got her stitches out. Wedding is obviously next weekend. So she's fired up about that.
Amazing. That's good to hear.
Yeah, she's good.
Gary. Cool.
All right. Have a great show.
The rest of your day. Me and BB will take it home.
Thanks, guys.
Ooh, that's a fun shot.
I
was doubled up on screen. Beautiful.
Doubled up. Hold on. Do some moving stuff around. Nothing wants to click right. Obviously.
All right, how we doing?
We're here. Kind of.
Want to do Slump Watch real quick?
Slump Watch it real quick.
Should we call Trev just to read it in his face?
He's probably doing Italy stuff.
All right, here we go. Womp, womp,
Wow.
womp, womp. Slump Watch. I think we did really well again getting guys hot, which is the whole idea of Slump Watch. Austin Riley, he was on Slump Watch because he had an offer. He goes 7 for 16 with a homer, a double, 2 RBIs, a walk. That's a 438 average and a 471 on base. Hell yeah.
Claps.
Nationals lost to the Dodgers, but Josh Bell had his fun. He was on Slump Watch. He goes 4 for 11 with an RBI, 364, 364, 364. How does his slugging, his average, and his on base all? Is that
I
right?
guess no walks, all singles. It's got to be how it
No
happens.
walks, all singles.
No walks, all singles.
All right, he's off Slump Watch. That's
You're
bizarre.
off.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him. He was having an awesome season, and then like the slump that got him on Slump Watch. I was
Damn.
worried for him and the Nationals.
Vladdy Guerrero Jr., he went 2 for 7 with a homer and 3 walks, meaning he had a 500 on base percentage and a 714 slugging. So claps for Vladdy in his 2 games against the Cardinals. But his teammate Teoscar, I think he'll stay on unless we replace him. He only went 1 for 10. Not good.
Yeah, I think he sticks around for now unless we want someone else.
And Max Muncy went 1 for 11, but he also went on to the IL with a elbow injury. So not how you want to get off Slump Watch, but it is a way off if you're desperate to not be on there.
It is a classic way off Slump Watch.
All right, we got, oh no, some names I like here.
A lot of people who I didn't want to see get here.
Twins, Byron Buxton. Twins win 2 out of 3, but Buxton goes 0 for 13 and 4 Ks. He'll be off this quickly. AJ Pollock against the Red Sox. He goes 0 for 12 with 3 Ks. A friend of the program, nemesis of Trev. Hopefully he turns it around. Josh Naylor. I mean, he's still coming back from COVID IL, so maybe he's getting his bearings straight. Who did the Guardians face? They faced the Twins.
They had the Astros.
Astros. Oh, so dude, the Astros got pitching. They didn't even have to face Verlander, but I think it was Framber. It was Javier. Gary Sanchez 0 for 8 with 2 walks. Don't like that.
Yeah,
Come on,
he had just had a big week.
And Michael Brantley 1 for 9 with an RBI. So those are our new Slump Watch. Oh, actually, we have too many on here.
Yeah, do we got to pick someone to?
I think we got Vladdy hot for the Blue Jays, so we'll just take away Teoscar. Like,
they don't need any more help from us.
We already did you a favor. That's all. All right. Next up.
Dirt nasties on Fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
Is this Dansby number real? He had that many hits and at bats and
yeah, I think so. Moylan
4
was
game
reading
set.
some of
Okay.
that.
All right. Well, over the week, we had a bunch of players with 5 hits. That will usually put you in Fuego. And then we have 2 with more than that because they played 4 games. Joc Pederson, you heard about him already. 4 homers. I talked about the 3 in the 1 game. He had 4 over the course of the week. Mookie Betts, 5 for 8. Also his height. 2 homers, a double, 6 RBIs, 2 walks, hit by pitch, 727 on base. Mets didn't play the Dodgers. Nats, what are you doing? Jose Ramirez, 5 for 12 with 2 homers. Lindor, 5 for 13 with 2 homers. Dansby, you heard about him. 10 hits this week. A 10-hit week. That's nuts. Elvis Andrews, 5 for 11, 2 homers. Good for him, man. So probably not a fun season.
Hasn't been a fun time for him.
Jose Abreu was 0 for 20 at one point. Got going, got hot. 5 for 9 against the Red Sox with a homer and 3 doubles. Jeff McNeil, did they put him on the IL? He goes 5 for 9 with a homer and 2 doubles. Slid into the wall and contusion on the knee, I believe. I don't know if he went on the IL.
I don't see anything about being put on the IL yet.
Bryce Harper, 9 for 19 with a homer, 3 doubles, a big go-ahead homer that should have won him the game. but then they let a ball just drop in center field. Chris Taylor, 4 for 12 with a homer, a triple, a double, 3 RBIs. So Chris Taylor hit for the cycle.
Ooh.
Not bad. And that is in Fuego. Oh, now, BBD, do we have the stimulator ready? Are we just stimulating just you and I?
I think it's just us.
Wow.
Nothing else to do, right?
That's all. Let me see if I can bring it up. Stimulator. Yep, there it is. Is it filled out? Sure is. Okay. Are you ready?
I am. Music going.
In the American League wild card, you have the Twins versus the Blue Jays. This is the same 3-6 we had last week. Is this changed? I guess it is changed. It's a lot similar to last Friday. Let's see. Twins, Blue Jays wild card. Barrios versus his old team.
Blue Jays.
Wow, Blue Jays beat him again 2 weeks in a row. The Rays and the Angels. That was the same as last week as well.
The Rays.
Angels won last week. The Rays. Wow, that means the Rays and the Yankees are facing off in the divisional series. I don't like that. Make it stop.
Yankees have won the game. I've seen them play against each other.
One game this season, and the Yankees have won it, so I guess that's fair. No bias at all. Astros and Blue Jays. Springer Ball.
Astros.
Damn it. It's the Astros and the Yankees in the CS again.
Astros.
And the Astros win. That would be devastating. Make it not happen. Padres and the Giants, they are the 4 and the 5 seed in the NL wild card.
Giants.
Wow. Sorry, Padres. Good
I didn't
season,
see that coming.
But you got. The Mets and the Cardinals face off in the wild card as the Mets are no longer the 2 seed in the NL.
Cardinals.
Cardinals win that, and then it's divisional opponents in the DS. You have the Cardinals versus the Brewers, the Dodgers versus the Giants, Cards, Brewers. Who's going to the championship series?
Cardinals. Whoa.
Cardinals making a not miraculous, but just a really nice run here as the 6th seed. The Dodgers and the Giants face off. Who's going to be playing the Cardinals?
Giants.
Giants, Cardinals. That is a tale as old as time. Who's winning and going to the World Series?
The Giants.
Damn, Giants, Astros World Series. Little orange for the people. A Halloween special. And who wins it?
Giants win the orange off.
Giants win the World Series. That is your Friday simulator. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I'd love to tell you that Jake and Trevor are going to be back next Friday, but I have no idea. I think Trevor's vacation is like 3 months long, and I don't know Jake's schedule. But I'll be here. So will BBD.
It's true.